We are live. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Thursday, you guys. Whoo, listen, the background, listen, y'all. The conversation we have had just now just has me like, I'm like, oh, wow. So, Pathway to Purpose, we back. We about to come back. Give us a second because she's already been blowing my mind backstage. So, yeah, we back. And we are back. We are back. Welcome, welcome. Listen, you guys, I have missed y'all. I have missed you all. I have really missed you all. Life has been lifing in a good way, in a good way. I had to pull back for a little while and kind of like look at my itinerary and juggle some things. But listen, I am back. And look, I am breaking the silence with this amazing woman, this amazing Afro Latina, my sister, honey, from another father and mother. But we are joined as kindred spirits. Listen, our views. We are single women. We are young middle aged women, and we are on tonight. We are discussing life, y'all. We are discussing life. We are discussing faith, love, purpose. We chopping it up right now. And welcome, 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 Amy Bodacia.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. We already started, so I love it. This is something that I'm passionate about, and I love fellowshipping with you. And yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, my watch is talking, but sorry about that. Let me quiet Siri down for a minute. But yeah, tell us about yourself, please, 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 please. Tell us about yourself.
I am originally from Puerto Rico. My father, some people may know, was a doctor in Hartsville. So we went to Hartsville High.
Yeah.
I, I used to be a nurse, but now I've shifted again. And right now I'm focused on my artwork and I do freelance market research and human task gig work. I've moved to a new area. I'm in the Durham area in the Bull City.
Congratulations.
So with that comes new new adventures, and kind of like what we're on topic about, with dating scene here, learning my ways around here and seeing what's out here and what's like nothing's really changed. You just moved locations and the dating pool
Yeah.
is fickle out in these streets. but
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. And we were, and like I was saying in the preview before we cut to commercial, the conversations that we had backstage about dating and about being single women and about juggling life and balance.
right.
One thing that I love that you spoke about was when you said that in order for someone to for you to welcome someone in, basically they can't like disrupt your peace, like how you're learning to date yourself, and how you're just saying, okay, why did you pull back from the dating scene? Because that's kind of how we started on that. How Why did you pull back
Yeah.
from that?
So I found myself in a cycle of meeting with men and going on dates, and it was the same experience. It was the whole conversation of what do you bring into the table, or men being really fickle, and uh, it's like I told a gentleman, the only competition that a man and that's coming into my life has is with me. right? It's with how I make myself happy, and I date myself,
Yeah.
and I pulled back so that I made sure that I'm full, like that my love tank is full. So those I'm increasing the social interactions and my relationships as friendships, associates, social events, networking, and so that when I am in a relationship, I'm not coming in half empty, right?
Yeah. Right.
I am fulfilled socially because a lot of times we go into these relationships, marriages, whatever, so needy. And that's what I was coming across, men that are
Yeah.
so needy and or jumping from one relationship to the next, right? And they don't even know what they really want. They just it's what's the first thing that a man will tell you? Oh, what's your love language? A man's gonna immediately tell you it's physical touch. 9 times out of 10, it's not even physical touch for them. A lot of times for men, it's words of affirmation. It's acts
Yes.
of service,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because a lot
Yes.
of times men do not get, acts of service, tokens, gifts, those kind of things. And
Right.
then when you actually break it down and have conversations with them, they're like, oh, you know what? Maybe it isn't physical touch. Yeah, you're only focusing on the physical aspect
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
relationship and only wanting that aspect, right? So for me, I was running into the same shell of a man, just
Right.
in different faces, different
Right.
faces.
Right.
And then it was the apocalypse. I say it's the apocalypse of the sassy man. These men that are so obsessed with like the physicality of you. They're obsessed with
Hmm.
wanting, making sure that you're not wearing crazy lashes and you're not obsessed with makeup or and I shared with him like our fathers, our grandfathers were never obsessed with with the physical of a
No.
woman.
No.
Yeah, they want beautiful women, but it wasn't the ins and outs of what you do and how you do it.
Right.
Like
Right. It
why?
wasn't possessive. It wasn't possessive. The only thing I can remember my grandfather not liking was red lipstick and red, any kind of red makeup. He didn't like it. That's the only thing he would, but he never said, oh, he didn't want my grandmother to wear lipstick. He just didn't like the color red. But other than that, I never heard any of the men in my family say or have an opinion about what my aunties or older cousins like their makeup and their hair. They just would say, "Oh, you look beautiful." They would, you know what I'm saying? They would be proud when they came out looking nice or dressed nice. But I never heard a man be so involved like you and I talked backstage. I had a male friend that was wondering why I would go from my straight long hair to locks. Like that made no sense because you can't be diverse with locks. So why would you want to lock your hair? And first of all, I'm like, first of all, we're not a couple.
Right.
We're friends. We're not a couple. So why you feel the need to address the fact that I'm making a choice that's for me and my heart is still the same. You know what I'm saying? I'm still the same person, but for you to be so involved or you know what I'm saying? So how can I say it? Vested into how the
Mhm.
decision I'm making on my hair is crazy. And it's a big turnoff for me. It is a big turnoff because if I'm being the same friend to you, if the same person, why would you worry about how I decide to wear hair? But I would just want to say hey to a couple of people. Hey cousin, DJ K Smooth, William McGuinn in the house. Hey Erica, how you doing? Hey Richard, hey, how you doing? Classmate. He says date yourself. He's got like a Maybe
Mm.
you want to get into that about dating yourself because some people don't get that. So you might need to explain about dating yourself, honey.
Dating myself for me, it's I've taken myself to candle making class. I've taken myself to live jazz. Honey, it's so nice here. They have rooftop hotels here
Oh
and they
yeah, I
have
love it.
live jazz
Yeah.
and they have comedy nights. And I took myself to the fall festival. Like, it's thrifting. I'll take myself to a nice lounge that has nice drinks. It's okay. Like I go there, I have a good evening, take a good picture or two, enjoy the evening. And like I said, men are very intimidated by that. Like if you can give yourself that and or are not, again, not needing of them, you would
Mm-hmm.
think that was what they would want, and they want someone that's confident. But it seems to me as of late,
Yeah.
no, they want the needy woman, to be up under them. But that's one of the biggest things that happens in marriage, is like, oh, she's needy, or she's turning into to a nag, and she's all up under me, she don't have no
Yeah.
friends, you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm just learning to, and to also go. I bought myself books like Healing My Inner Child, and reading all those things, shadow work journal, working on myself continuously, because life doesn't stop, and you don't stop learning. Um,
Right, right. And for that, and I'm gonna stop you right there with shadow work. Like, I don't understand why people think shadow work is demonic and or um
of the occult
is
or the
witchcraft. Shadow
yeah,
work, yeah, shadow work is you getting rid of the things that is stopping you from your purpose. God has already called you to a particular purpose. And sometimes if we don't have a tool to help us to understand that, oh my God, it's me. This is what I'm, keeping myself from doing. My inner child needs to be healed. So it's in addition to you going to church. It's in addition to, that's nothing that you know what I'm saying? That's nothing that replaces certain things for certain people. What works for you works for you. So
right.
don't come on this live saying, oh, shadow work, she shouldn't be doing that. Keep that to yourself, because it's the same thing as having it's in the same sense of having a
A,
counselor
a
and a
journal. People
psychiatrist.
like people. It's
Yeah.
aligned with the same, like, as journaling
Yes,
and
that's all it is. I have a journal, hey, walking in gratitude. That's the same thing. It's just you gotta notice what is taking you off focus from your purpose, and that's what it helps. So I love that. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just
No,
wanted
no,
to
no.
go there
And
for a minute.
it definitely is to work on those blockages from your past. Because a lot,
Yeah.
and even the term working on your inner child, that's fairly new, right? It only started in the 80s, really, that term. So working on your inner child, a
Hmm.
lot of times we were, as children, we were forced to be adults, right? And that's where that inner child, that
Especially Gen
happened.
X. Yeah,
Mhm,
especially Gen X.
mhm. Exactly, Gen X.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
we
yes.
have so many things that we were forced to be the adults in when we were younger, right? As latchkey
Hmm.
kids, or
Hmm.
having to babysit younger siblings,
Yep,
parents that always worked,
yep.
parents that were checked out, or parents that their parents didn't deal with the emotional things, right? And so, you know, I had that as well in my past. My mother had a mother that didn't address
Right,
emotional things.
right.
So
Yeah,
if you don't have the tools, then you can't mother either. So
that
that's what
part.
happened with my mother. And so as I was raising my kids, I got involved with that and lost and didn't address those blockages in my past and in my childhood. So that's the part of the healing the inner child. And all those things play out in your relationships that you try to have as an adult, and can put blockages and cause rifts and division in your future relationships. So
Yeah,
those things, I'm continuously trying to work on me and to be a better mate to whoever I that comes into my life, and that's also something that I'm looking for to mirror. Like, I want,
yeah,
no one's a finished product, but someone, and a gentleman that's working on himself and has tapped into his healing, that's attractive to me. Because right
yeah,
now there's so many people, men and women, that are just going through life emotionally hurt and emotionally stifled. And that's what I'm
yeah.
coming across in the dating pool, right?
Yeah, yeah. Listen, that pool is cloudy. It's cloudy. It's
Everything.
listen, listen. It is so many women that I speak with, but also guys. We're not here to guy bash. We're just here to speak our
Oh
own
no.
experience. We're not here to men bash at all. But we as women, we can only speak from a women's standpoint. But I do have male associates that tell me they deal with a woman, and they're liking her, they're feeling her, and then a week later she's talking about she got to pay a $500 bill. And he's like, what if we would have never met? How would you acquire the financing for that? And it's sad. It's sad that so many of us have to deal. But Erica says she date herself too, and that's one of her favorite things to do. Erica is a very good friend of mine. We're very, very close. We're like sisters, and I'm telling you, I had to tell her, listen, girl, take yourself out on a date. She lives, about what, an hour and change away from me. And I'm like, you don't have to just come to where I am all the time. There's some days she doesn't feel like driving, vice versa. I can't drive. Go out. If you want sushi. We were having a conversation. She was like, I really want sushi, Sin. And that's what she calls me, Sin. I'm like, go get sushi. By myself? Yes, by yourself. Like, go enjoy yourself. Take yourself out. You deserve it. Treat yourself, amazingly well. Get everything that you want. Like, take yourself shopping. Buy yourself something nice. And this was like maybe a year or so ago. And she's been doing it ever since. And I love it. And I'm like, don't feel like you have to have another being across the table from you in order for you to treat yourself well. So I love that women are jumping on the bandwagon or not waiting on someone else to take them out to dinner. You know what I'm saying? Or to treat them well. I love it.
And as women, part of we pour into everybody. We're cups, right? And we have to look to God and to our ancestors, those things that fill your cup, right? And if we're not doing the things, self-care, taking ourselves out on dates, and we're continuously pouring into a job, into children, into family, into businesses, if we don't pour back into ourselves, we're just going to run out, and that's when you burn out. That's when you burn out. That's when diseases come. That's when resentment comes and bitterness and all that. So, yeah.
I just want to read this. Richard Alderman Davis Allen said, that's a lot of words. That's a lot of names, honey. Said, I know him as Bernard. One is the loneliest number it could ever. I prefer companionship over solitude. I'm going to say this, my brother. We're not here to say that we want to be alone and we're doting on being alone. What we're saying is in the wait of companionship comes, and it happens for us with the right individual, with the right man. We're okay with being alone. We're okay with ourselves. You are birthed in this world alone. Nobody comes through the birthing canal. Even if you were twin, honey, one has to come first and the other one has to come second. So both came how? Alone. When you pass away, you're passing away from this shell. What? Alone. So why can't we be able to reside and to flourish by ourselves until you have to love who you are and you have to know who you are. How you going to do that? Spend time with yourself. Spend time in your thoughts. Spend time cultivating and understanding who you are. That is the whole problem, I feel, with society today, from social media being desensitized because we're seeing how other people are living, how they're living, and we have no idea who we are. We were not taught to be alone, to be okay to be alone. And now men and women are understanding that being alone and solitude sometimes is peaceful, baby, because I'd rather be by myself, honey, than be with someone that is driving me completely crazy every time we're in the same room. So sometimes being alone, because if you have a relationship with God, honey, you're never alone. You're never alone. You might be lonely, but you're never alone. So you have to understand who God created you to be and be okay until that's what we're talking about. Because honey, it's not the fact that we don't want that special person or our person in our life. It's just we're not going to settle. Just like a man should never settle for just any woman when she doesn't understand who he is or his value, when he knows his value. And I'm off the soapbox.
No, exactly. Like I don't want a place card. I don't want how they say, how about the Republicans only in name? I don't want a boyfriend just in name, right? I don't
There
want
you
a
go.
guard. I don't want a seat holder, because you might be taking the seat of someone that's going to really appreciate me and going to hold me in the same regard that I will him, right? So no, I just don't want a placeholder. And you have to be a great companion to be, to have companionship. So
Amen.
I'm just not going to take a relationship just to be having one,
Mm-mm.
because
Mm-mm.
of, yeah, like you said, the social medias, or staying in something that it doesn't benefit me or that person either. Because
Right.
it's exactly what you said. Men should not do
Right.
that either. Like,
No.
I find that, I feel like that's very sad. I had a gentleman tell me, yeah, I just got out of a relationship, 2 weeks ago, and then you're all immediately on the dating site. That's
Yeah. Breathe, sir. Breathe. Breathe, sir.
take a breath. Exactly.
Breathe.
Take a breath.
You're actually getting you're getting the
Residue.
personalities
Yeah.
of each woman mixed up, because you're so close together, and then you haven't had a chance to even detox from that person's energy, from that person's spirit. So you all intertwining this woman, and people don't understand, when you gather together with a person physically, and y'all know exactly what I'm trying to say,
Soul
honey. You gotta detox from that individual. That's why you have to be very careful about even doing that. Don't even tread on that area, because it messes up the connection anyway when you put flesh in it first, because you now I don't even know who you are, because you got what you want physically. You're physically
time.
satisfied.
And if
Now
you're
you're
doing
gonna
it
be
from
who you.
person to person, you're
Right.
mixing that soul's
Yeah.
energy to this
Yeah.
person, and you might, and then that, anyway, how people work, that person also, because it's in the Bibles and the realm as well. That person could also be trying to mess up your energy with your new person. Like,
Come on
there's
here. People, listen here. And they think that stuff is not real. They think it's not real, because this is my thing. That's why you look, it ain't happening. I don't care. I had a guy to say, well, wait a minute. Aren't you in your 40s? What you talking about you got to wait? First of all, I'm not a pack of cookies, and I'm not handing myself out in that way, shape, or manner, sir. I don't know you. I had to love you. I had to be in love with you, actually. And I have to have prayed a whole lot and say, God, I really
yeah,
feel like, you know what I'm saying?
I've been
You know
called
what
a
I'm
prude.
saying?
I've
Like,
been
sir.
called all of that. I've been called all of that. A prude, like, you're in your 40s, you should be, out there living it. I'm like, yeah, that's not my definition of living, but
No, no,
I think my
absolutely
definition
not.
of living is probably living with that one person that I'm connected to, that I have, an energy
Yeah,
with, I vibe with, I that understands me. I rather live that, right, and catch flights with that person, and do things
yeah,
with that person,
yeah.
versus, inadequate shortcomings, not having a true, genuine connection with someone, and just jumping from person to person.
That's right, Erica. Me being older does not make me desperate. Hello, somebody. And that's what we were talking about backstage. I was like, I don't care if I'm 51. You think you're gonna scare me? You're gonna scare
Right,
me?
right.
You say
Like
you're gonna
you
be
said,
an old lady with cats?
uh,
Oh, that don't scare me. I don't. I mean, I probably have dogs, but Rottweilers. I mean, but cats. I don't have nothing against cats, but they won't be in the house. But this is my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you're not scaring me, because I know God purposed me for greater. And if I want greater as a single woman, why wouldn't I want greater when I'm banding with a man? Because first of all, when God sends you someone, He's gonna send you someone that is in tune with your purpose. So I know myself personally, there's no way that I could be with a man that does not understand and or respect entrepreneurship, because that's where God has me. And there's no way that God is gonna put me in the life of a man and I don't respect, you know what I'm saying, what he's doing and what God has called him to do. So I don't feel bad about waiting, baby. I don't feel bad. So first of all, we're not desperate. We're not desperate. You can be, and I have seen some very nice looking men, very nice looking men. Honey, they have their stuff together. They have their homes. They don't have five, six, seven, four baby mamas. They don't have all of that going on. They might have a child here or there. And I've spoken to them and I'm trying to get them on the podcast, but they're waiting.
Mhm.
There are men that are out here waiting. There are men that are out here that say they are not giving themselves up all ways, shape, and form just because a woman is throwing themselves out. And I'm so proud of that to see more men. But like you talked about, I want to touch on what do you call it? The sassy man.
The apocalypse of the sassy man. Yeah. The man that's out there trying to compete with you more so than it. Like I've had gentlemen that like you tell them that you're an entrepreneur. You're telling me a little bit about your ambition, and they're like, "Oh, look at you," or look at you trying to be big baller, big spender, taking yourself out on dates. I'm like, it's not a competition.
Mhm.
It's not a competition, and or you know you probably had this. They want to attach themselves to you and to your ambition, right?
Yeah.
And oh, so how did you get this started? And how did you do this? Let me know, put me on. And or that these other men that obsessed with your physicality and what you have on. You need to go build a house, sir. You need to like paint a painting, tap into your renaissance, do that, and stay out of women's business. It's the amount of men, and that they want to put stipulations on everything and qualifiers on what a woman should look like, what she should do, how many kids she should have, this, that, and the third. I want her to be this way. Oh, she needs to look like, again, like the social media. She needs to have this tiny waist. Sir, real women are out here and real good women are out here. They might have stomachs, or they might have a stretch mark or two, or maybe, or I like wearing lashes, or, I like my hair locked, or I like my hair this way. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't come out with all these prejudices and stipulations on someone when you look like a whole weeble wobble yourself. So, like, and that's what it. A lot of times, these men have all these. My woman. A guy asked me, "Can you send me a picture of you in a bathing suit? I need to make sure that you have a flat stomach." Oh, what?
Wait,
Do you have a flat stomach?
can you promise us you gonna have hair when you get out of your 40s? Are you gonna have hair, sir? Are you gonna be bald headed? I mean, get out of this physical the mindset of this picture of how physically someone should look, because you're missing out on the heart of a good person. And I've heard women, Lord knows, I've heard women say, honey, he got to have a washboard stomach. And you at Lane Bryant, baby. What? And it ain't because your behind big. It's because the front should be to the back. What is the problem? Why are you making this man? Why are you saying that a man should? He needs to work out when your workout is lifting Chick-fil-A. Girl, no, no, we can't do that, sir. You can't do that. Um, you're
Yeah, or
missing out. You're missing out.
as of late, women as well. Well, he needs to take me to this, that, and the third on the first date immediately. Like,
Listen, we have to talk about the Cheesecake Factory woman. Girl, we got to talk about, listen.
he must not have had a raspberry lemon drop from Cheesecake Factory, because those are wonderful.
She must not have had the cheesecake, baby. This gentleman had booked the 5-star restaurant, first of all, and you was late. You was over an hour late, so you messed up the reservations.
And he still waited, and he still waited, and still took her out.
I said, okay, where he at? Because where he at? Because they too many calling, want to know my address. Drop your address so I can come up. No, you ain't coming over here. Because
Right,
I pay bills. I pay bills over here. You don't pay bills over here. So why do you need to be here? We could meet somewhere. We can have lunch, brunch, coffee, tea. I don't even get mad about that. We don't even have to eat. We could just do coffee. I hear so many women say we could just do coffee. He doesn't have to buy me dinner. Look, me and my homegirl went to Charleston, and I did Hall's Chop House. I bought my own food, baby, and I splurged. I didn't penny pinch on the menu. Like, I deserve that. I put that back just for me, for that birthday weekend. So it's not anything. He can't impress me if he takes me to a five-star restaurant. That's not impressive to me. What's impressive is conversation. Like, let's converse. Where's your head at? Let's talk. Don't text me. Don't say WYD. We have to have a relationship where we've known each other for years, honey, where we doing the WYDs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where we just doing
Yeah.
small letters and say, hey, what's going on? That type of thing. But when we're just learning each other and we're strangers still, don't WYD me. Don't say what's up. Don't ask me what time I get off work, what I'm doing. That, you know what I'm
I
saying?
want to see
Conversation.
you.
There you go, Erica.
Actually,
Stimulate my mind.
and it's the other thing. The other problem is there's not enough intention in the dating apps, dating pool. There's not intention. Like, don't tell me that you want to see me and then there's no actions behind it, right? I don't want a texting relationship. I don't want the what you doing, how was your day, and then there's nothing to follow up, right?
Nothing.
Because
Nothing. Nothing.
one thing we can't get back is time, and don't waste mine.
Please
And I'm
don't.
not wasting yours. Don't waste mine. So and I've had men get downright nasty with me, and they're well. I'm like, well, it's been 2 months, and you're in my phone. I don't even know who you are anymore. I didn't even bother to save you because you have no intention behind the things that you're saying, the what you doing, the WYD, the how was your day,
Yeah.
the good morning, beautiful for like 5 months. Like, and there's nothing behind it, sir. Like, we're at this point, we're too old for that. Like, that's not me.
Listen,
That's not me.
Erica can tell you, and she and my friend Tori are the queen of block. I call them the queen of block because they will block you so fast with that good morning, beautiful. How you doing, love? And it's funny because uh I call them serial dippers. They dip into your inbox when they, I guess, in between or whenever whatever they was in didn't go right. Then they in your inbox. Hi, beautiful. You still single? You did. I'm like, go to bed, sweetheart. Who is this? And why? Why it's 10:30 at night? Why are you messaging me? Like, I don't. Erica said you have a 7-day limit before I block you. Just take me out the rotation, please, sir.
Well, I've even like changed their name to like this one's a good morning beautiful, serial good morning beautiful. This one, like that's what your name's gonna be in my phone. Like, don't answer because he said he was gonna meet up and never did.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing because me and Erica. Oh my God! Look, when I tell you that is the funniest thing, but that is so true because look, I had to put somebody in my phone say this Joker.
Right.
Like, because he always coming with something that makes no sense. Like, we hadn't talked and I don't know when. Here you come with some off the wall crazy stuff. So I know when that rings that this Joker comes back. Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
I had a man stand me up for a date and then track me down on 2 other dating apps and matched up with me on those dating apps and tried to, how they'll pay to send you a message, sent me a message like, let's try this again. For what? So for what? No.
Once you ghost me, stay gone, Casper.
Yeah. Exactly.
See, Erica, I'm laughing at Erica. Erica says she gonna try it. She gonna put it in her phone. Listen, it is funny, but it's not. And I look at when I was like a preteen and my older cousins used to date, and I used to watch them. Their boyfriends would come over, And they would talk to my aunts and uncles. You know what I'm saying? They would like the guy would come over, talk to my uncle, talk to my aunt. They would have permission to take my cousins out. They would have them home at a proper time, or they would come hang out with the family. I thought that was so dope. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was so dope. And even when my children, were dating or whatever, and when I used to date, like the same thing. But now that we're older, it's like, where are the mannerisms? I know you don't have to come talk to my father because that's not like that. But where are the mannerisms? Where are the door? Where are the door openers? Where are the men that said, I would like to take you to coffee? Work their way up to dinner. Because to me, dinner is something like, they just want to go to dinner, then they want to go hotel. Like, homeboy, it ain't even gonna happen like that. All right, Bernard. He said, don't act like that stink. You don't know no.
Well, I had a situation where I had a flat tire, right? And this gentleman that we were just conversating over text message, and I said, I had mentioned to him, I'm in a bind. This happened. Da da da. Wow, that's crazy. Is all I got from it. Like, gone are the days when men will be like, what do you need? Let me make sure you're straight. At least that conversation. I didn't expect him to pay for my tire or nothing like that, but not even the consideration or compassion. Yeah, I remember dating, in the 90s and it being thoughtful and being intentional and, maybe not the first date, but I've had first dates where they bring a flower or those kind of things, and gone are those days. Like, yeah, a guy will be first thing that'll come out of his mouth if he's intentional. Let's do a meet and greet. I'm like, I'm not a celebrity. What are we doing as a meet and greet? Well, I need to make sure it's you, and I need to make sure, before I drop any money. Okay.
Now listen, that part I could kind of comprehend and understand, because so many people do this. What do you call it?
Fishing.
They catfish you. They catfish you. So with men, and women, I understand
Women
it, because
too.
people
Men do that catfishing. They'll have a hat on, and you come see him and face to face, and he doesn't have the hat on, and he doesn't look anything. Or they'll have like the shades on in all of their pictures, and that it's like, sir, you've been really stressed. Like, that's not exactly at all what I thought you were gonna look like.
that is not like men using filters. I'm not against a man enhancing his looks any way, shape, or form, because women have been doing it for years. But you smiling in all your pictures with your mouth with no teeth showing. Like, I need you to have teeth. That's a requirement of mine. And trust me, it's expensive. Dental work is expensive. I get it. I understand it. With the health insurance thing, I got it. But at the end of the day, you want to present yourself well. And for me, I feel as though when your teeth, your skin, your hair, when you have it, you know what I'm saying? You keeping up with yourself. I don't care how much. I don't care about whether you're making six figures or just, you know what I'm saying, or under. Do you care about who you are? Where's your faith? Where's your heart? Where's your, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I had a guy that on his profile, he was always in a business suit. Maybe had one picture he was in like regular casual clothes. And the whole time when he showed up to the first date, he was in a halfway house. He was homeless. So and I'm like, you didn't say any of that. Like, you're in a business suit in all of your pictures. Like, that's like, I understand you have issues. He's like, well, I'm getting my life together. I said, I honor that. I appreciate you. I'm not going to take that away from you. I said, but that's something that probably needed to be disclosed right away.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Give me a choice in the matter. That's what I don't appreciate, is when somebody comes in, men and women, like, you need to be upfront. You need to be upfront. So.
Yeah, that's a big thing now. You're not being honest and open about the obvious things, the obvious thing. But no, I agree. He said social media has made relationships transactional on both sides. 2023 a whole different world and animal. That is so true. I'm praying that 2024 and 2025 gets better because it just seems it seems like a stretch. It seems far fetched. It seems like is it gonna happen?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah, the access that men and women have now, and I guess it gives people a sense of like, oh, I'm better than because I can keep on swiping, until I find the right one.
yeah.
I can keep on swiping, and if that
Yeah,
app doesn't work for me, it's not enough. I'll get another app and keep on swiping, and I
that's brave because I'm scared. I'm
some of them are
scared.
addicted. I believe some of them are addicted just to the swiping to see because
Yeah.
I've exchanged numbers with a gentleman and I don't hear anything from him. Like what are we in middle school? You just wanted the phone number at this point? Like
Look how many numbers I got.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not brave for the apps. I'm just not brave for the apps. I'm like, Lord, do it the traditional way, God. I need the traditional way because yeah, I don't have the courage to get on the app and say, yeah, yeah.
I'm out here.
I'm afraid I'm gonna be the person that finds somebody that has four other wives that he's already married to.
Girl, let's not even talk about that because there's so many married people that are on these apps, as well. And
Oh wow. Yeah.
that are by themselves and some that are with their wives on there as well. Like that's another added bonus to the dating pool. Like that's out there. Like
Lord.
it's hard enough to find the ones that are, actually single.
Jesus. Listen, that's something I'm like, okay, y'all, go ahead with that. There's a whole nother avenue of apps just for that stuff. Y'all stay over there. Don't get on the apps where people are genuinely wanting to meet a single person. Y'all go over there where they got those type of apps just for that. So when people get on there, that's exactly what they're looking for. Yeah. It to me, I really and truly learned to understand that I just accept life, you know, how it comes now. I don't try to push anything. I don't try to change a person when they come into my life. I don't try to coach them on how to treat me.
That's a good point
Yeah,
because that's
yeah,
another good tip, especially for women, to not. And my oldest tells me all the time, don't give so much of who you are and what you're expecting
that's right.
because they're going to turn around and regurgitate what you want to hear,
I just
or
say
be
be
that
yourself.
representative. Mm-hmm.
Be yourself, sir. What you I had somebody inbox me, what do you like in a man? I said, whoever he is, and I'll see if that he's the right one. Just be who he
Exactly.
is, just be who you are. Just be who you are.
Right.
I can't tell you how to be, but I can only see who you are. And once I see who you are, then I'll know whether or not you know what I'm saying? It's like, who says that? What type of man you looking for? For you to be that man and then 5 months later I'm like,
That was a representative. Yep, that was the representative.
bye.
Right. Exactly.
No, that's not it. I don't even want to say. I don't even want to say. I don't want to say short, tall, light, dark. I don't even want to say. I'm just saying when he comes, his heart will recognize my heart. Gotta do the unifying between us, and we're gonna ride this thing out. That's what it
Yeah.
is. Like
I've told a man, I've made my petitions to God. That's who needs to know.
come on here. Make
that's
your
that's who needs to
petitions known unto the Lord. Come on, but make your request known. Come
know.
on, somebody. Erica said I don't give out playbooks.
Exactly.
If you
Exactly.
want to get to know me, get in school of me and learn me as I learn. Girl, where Mike? I got a pen. I'm just gonna drop the pin, Erica. That I love that. And Bernard, I agree. We dinosaurs, Bernard. We are dinosaurs because I can't. I'm scared of the apps. I'm look and look. My husband could be on the app, child, but I ain't getting on that. Come off the app, honey. Come off.
Right, right.
Come off the app. I'm old school. I'm just old school. I've seen people flourish with meeting on the app. I really have, and I love it. I'm like blessings to you both, but yeah, that's not for me. And it's for some people, and I love it. I love it. But I don't know. I guess just everything is not for everyone. And I just, even though look at me now, look on the podcast, and I just say I don't want to swipe left, child. I'm scared. I'm gonna swipe left, and my ex gonna be on there describing me, and then I'll be like, no,
Well,
no.
as a byproduct of the app, now there's groups on Facebook that are we dating the same guy, sis?
Oh
Are we
wow.
dating so and so? And it's all over the US. Like where I'm living, there's Raleigh Durham one, there's is this your man, sis?
Do the men have one?
And women will put like will describe the men, sometimes even put the pictures up, and so many people, that's how they get exposed, because they'll be on the serial daters or serial
Wait. So you mean to tell me there are groups that people have to go on to see whether or not they're dating the same man?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Do the men have the groups too? Men, I'm pretty sure if the women have it, the men probably have.
I'm pretty sure the men might have, but I know there's definitely there's are we dating the same guy, and is this your man, sis? For all different cities and all that, because just like and I'm sure the men do too, but this is in particular, this is for the women, that some men are on these dating apps, or some even married on these dating apps. And then these women will, be like, does anybody have any tea on this dude? And it'll be the picture, or it'll be anonymous and be like, I'm dating a guy and he's from this area, these are the specifics, he's acting weird, or there's even stories like, I really like him and he's everything to me. Does anybody in particular know this guy? And then boom, 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 boom. It'll be like, yep, he dated me. I seen him here. He's dating me right now. I'm like,
oh my God.
And
my gosh. Whew. That's too much. See, and they wonder why we want to. Oh, Erica said they do have them. They have a couple of them in South Carolina. Mm-hmm. Well, do so. Oh my, yeah. See, well, okay then. Well, that should be helpful for some people. Yeah,
due diligence. If you have a question, but for me, it's like if I feel off, yeah, it's usually true. So.
Listen, you better have discernment. You better have discernment. You better know God. You better have a relationship. This is my thing. You better have a relationship with the Lord. You better know discernment, because, honey, I'm not a perfect individual as far as always discerning everything. But when I'm tuning into God, when I'm praying and I'm fasting, God He never fails to show me that something in the milk ain't clean. Something is not right. Something that person is up to. And I'm telling you, it'll never fail you. God will never fail you in that sense of the matter about concerning yourself when you have a relationship with him. So my whole thing is, look, please make sure you have a relationship with God, because God knows this individual that you've allowed in your life. And please listen when he show you who they are, because you can't tell God, oh, I see what you're showing me, but I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. Wait, what?
Yeah. And to that same token, also be careful what you ask for, because another reason why I pulled back with the dating, I had asked, and I told God, if they're not for me, just move them out the way. Well, he moved them. He started moving people. Like, I'm like, dang, I only met him we only went on one date. Woof, woof, woof.
Listen, God will show you real quickly when you ask him concerning a person, and he knows that you're ready to receive it, he
Mm-hmm.
gonna show you real fast now. Look, I'm a whole witness out in these streets that he'll show you, and you have to be ready. You have to be ready. And like I said, that's how one guy got exposed for going both ways. Oh Lord, have mercy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I guess in a sense, maybe the group might be a good thing. It might be a good thing. All I can say is be careful out here. Be very discerning. Make sure your prayer life is where it needs to be. In that sense, how a woman of faith, how would you what advice would you give her to sustain? Because sometimes as a woman of faith, you want a significant other, because God did not, he did not put us here to be alone. I do agree with that. I agree with what Bernard was saying earlier about that. One is a lonely number. But while you wait, how would you suggest that she sustain herself in the waiting?
Um, I would say, involve yourself in things that, again, that fill you up,
Mhm.
whether it be hobbies, whether it be um, like-minded individuals, right? Seek out social events. Just because you're not with someone doesn't mean that you can't. There's wonderful apps for meetups, social events,
Mhm.
brunches, and things like
Yeah,
that sort.
yeah.
Experience different things, go to festivals, those kind of things. Join a Bible study group, a women's book club, those kind of things, those things that pour into you. And then you might even meet your husband in those events. Out,
Mhm.
go to farmers market, go to, if you're looking, I think it's also being open to receive someone as well, right? Because if
Yeah.
we're focused in on the bitterness or obsessed with that he's not here, he doesn't see your hands open to receive him, right? So
Yeah.
that's definitely, for me, that's what I focused on. And just increasing my reading, increasing my journaling, and pouring back into those people that are around me.
Bernard said we got to get on the apps. Bernard, Bernard, I'm scared. I'm scared, Bernard. I'm scared. I am very reserved about getting on the app. And I can say my life is very fulfilled at this moment. I can say that I have people in my life that I truly love, that truly have my back. I have great girlfriends who are like sisters to me, that like you said, we get out, we do things, we go, and some of them are in relationships, some of them aren't. But in a sense of when I'm with them, like I know I'm loved, I know they have my back, and look, we can chop it up, and I can tell them, look, how I love how I hear guys say whoop whoop whoop. You explain this certain person, and especially my girlfriend told, she be like, no, because I know you, and that's not you. And then then my girlfriend Sharon would be like, no, and I'll sit back and think about it and be like, yeah, I can't deal with that. Of course, there's Erica like, oh, no, Sil, no, or she'll say, okay, yeah, go out with him, give that person a chance. So, it's good to have people that know you, that are allowing you to be who you are, that are seeing your growth, and that hold you accountable and give you constructive criticism in your waiting time. So I love that. And right now, I really can't complain a whole lot about where I am, because I am just like, okay, God, however this happens, happens. And my husband could already be in my life. I just may not know. He just may not, you know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
don't know. We ain't gonna talk about it. We ain't gonna talk, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. He could already be there. God just, you haven't told him she's your wife, or have opened it to me yet. So I'm just like, I'm loving life and chilling. I'm loving life and chilling. And that's just where I am. That's just where I am. And I'm just like, I'm very grateful because I'm just not anxious anymore. You know how you be like, well, God, when you gonna send the man? When you gonna and being you should be anxious for nothing because I found myself in a situation. Hey Tori, I found myself in a situation where I thought I was ready, 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 and I'm like, God, I want my person. I need, and then it's like it just was not what I needed in my life at the time. So yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm just
We can't
excited.
will the person into our life, right? So I think a lot of times when I have been in that same frenzied state or anxious state, I'm doing it more than, God is, or,
Hmm.
allowing it to happen. And
Yeah,
I willed someone that wasn't supposed to be in my life, right? So, and that's a lot of times how we get into these not healthy relationships and
hmm,
saying
hmm.
things that that don't benefit us, that are not healthy for us, that
Right,
but that's what we so frenzied and wanted, and we're anxious and pressured by societal norms, and also wanted to, do the whole thing, wanted the family, wanted to be in that, right? And instead of just living your life and allowing things to come when you're ready for those things.
right. Absolutely. I love that. Honey, I gotta go. Look, you are in my city. I love Raleigh Durham. I love that area. I absolutely love it. Went to go visit my girlfriend for her birthday a few years back. Me and my best friend since first grade. And when I tell you we had a time,
There's
we
a
had
lot,
a time, baby. They everything to do up there.
everything to do, and
Everything. I'm like,
there's
you
and
need
it's
to move.
growing so much, and so many people are doing different types of events. Like there's trap and bingo, there's R&B and bingo, there's like brunches, lounges,
Yeah,
bar lounges if you're into that, you know.
hun.
Mhm.
We sleeping down here. We need to get it together because we are sleeping down here. There needs to be more thing for the single people that is not all about uh
Going to a club. Yeah.
right. Cause I'm not you ain't gonna see me in the club. Sorry. Just not gonna be there. So yeah, I'm just to the point. I'm like I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful, and I'm living purposed. And I know that you're living purposed. And I don't want to hold us long because we don't been on this road for an hour. And I just love it. Listen, I want to have you back, but listen, gentlemen out there that want to give your input. Tell us your side of the story of dating and faith and purpose and love and life. And we want to hear your side. Come on with us. We need two guys that's gonna
Yeah.
come on, that's not gonna be afraid to be a little transparent and be honest and tell us, the men's side of the story because oftentimes men are not they're seen and not heard, they're not listened to, their points are not taken. I would love to have some men to come on with us and kind of say, listen, we here. We're just tired of this. We're tired of this in the dating scene. We're tired of that. This is women need to hear what men are dealing with so they can stop the madness because even though as women we're dealing with some madness, there are men that are dealing with some madness. And I think, girl, that's where our husbands at. They somewhere don't want to deal with it no more because they don't ran into too many crazies.
Mhm.
Too many crazies. So they're kind of like, no, you
Mhm.
know,
Mhm. Mhm.
no. So yeah.
Definitely.
So
I
yeah.
agree. Men need validation too. They need to chime in, and it's the miscommunication is where, it's keeping us as the two sexes apart, and
Yes,
not really
yes.
understanding what they're needing and then them receiving what we're saying and vice versa.
Yes, and I'm not with this whole thing of, oh, we don't need a man. Listen, gone girl, gone. No, no, I ain't got time. I was not born during the women's lib era. I had nothing to do with that. I love I love operating in my feminine energy that God called me to. I will submit to the right man, to the man that God sends that deserves submission. Come on, deserve it, because some of y'all don't deserve it because you can't submit to a 9 to 5. You can't submit, and you don't know how take care of a house, but you want somebody to submit to you. You can't afford a box of Cracker Jacks and you want somebody to submit. You don't even like to do a routine of hygiene care, but you want somebody to submit. So I'm not talking to none of y'all. Y'all just sit over there in the corner because we're not discussing you. We're not talking about you. We don't mean you. We don't mean
Mhm.
you now. It's not you we gonna submit to it. I understand now. I'm not talking to even the men that if you're living in your mama basement, but you saving a couple of thousands to pay down on your house. Yeah, y'all can come over in the line, get in the line. It's okay. We understand if you're regrouping, but if you have no intention of regrouping and you've been regrouping since you've been 17 and you've been in the same place, there's been no evolving. We're not talking to you. We're not submitting to you. Okay. Just want to make this clear because we don't submit to people that complain about 2 for $20 at Applebee's. We're not talking to y'all. Like unless we come together and say, "Hey, I want a 2 for $20," but you the man that you just don't never want to do nothing, and you looking for somewhere to stay, and you want to know our address. After the third conversation, we don't want to talk. No, it's not for you. Just making it clear, because
Yeah,
sometimes they're not clear with it. You know what I mean?
definitely. Yeah, the one that wants full submission, but wants you to pay half of the bills. Like, yeah.
Listen, I'm to help me. We're gonna help you. We're gonna help you. We're gonna help. That's what we're here for. Like I might furnish the abode. I'll furnish it, but I don't want to furnish and pay the mortgage. I ain't doing both now. I don't want to coupon and stock up the house where you don't have to worry about soap and things as such and get the bath towels on sale and I still have to pay the electricity and the mortgage and the car insurance all at one. We're not doing it's a team, it's a conglomerate together. We're gonna be a corporation under the umbrella of the Lord, okay? I just want you to know before you put in your application. Don't
That's
come
right.
mess up. Cause I after we get to a certain point, I'm gonna pull up this little app here. This little app here, I'm gonna pull it up. Where my little app at, honey? Where my app? I'm looking for my app that has my credit karma. That with the credit karma, we gonna be looking at each other credit. Cause listen, I'm getting mine together, baby. Mine done went up 30 something points, baby. I'm almost at 700. I'm about 700. Okay, okay, about
Mhm.
700. Like and listen, and I'm transparent because I remember when child after divorces, I was in the 400s. Like what the world?
Right.
But I'm right here, 700s, like right there, right there, right there, right there, right
Me
there
too,
for me.
girl. Me
So, so I'm like, listen, you have to be equally yoked, equally yoked, and I'm not talking about an egg. I'm talking about the yoke bits on the horses where you have that equal pull. You're together. And I think, that's the problem. Right, Erica. No, you can't borrow my car. Unless yours in the shop, honey. And we've been rolling for a while and I done been in your car plenty of times. And I know you do have a car. But you're not borrowing my car, be dropping me off at work. And I got more than one. You can't borrow neither one of them. One of them need work, but you can't borrow neither one of them. So yeah, but Erica, that's so funny. But but for real, serious on a serious note, I do pray that if you are seeking, your companion and you're ready and you've already understood your purpose where God has you, just know that don't settle, please, male or female, don't settle. Do not dim yourself down. Do not diminish your light, what God has placed in you since birth, where you have gone through, you have suffered, you have healed, you have evolved, you have leveled up. God has positioned you for greater, and you just gonna deal with somebody who's broken. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not a charity case. God is not calling you for charity love, baby. That's just not how He's setting you up for it. Well, like I said, whether you're a man or woman, do not go with the charity love. You cannot. Don't be a savior. You can't save them. They don't want to be saved. Don't save. Hey,
Save him or fix him.
okay, that part. You're not the clean up man, the clean up woman, the fix a woman, the fix a man. Don't do it. Know your value, know who you are. Let's close it out with your last comments. Leave us with something. Encourage us, whatever God puts on your heart to do. Give us some good stuff.
Um, Focus on yourself before reaching outward. That's all I would say. And know what you want, and don't back down from that. Know, like you said, know your worth. Keep pouring into yourself, that you're a
Yeah,
whole person, and that you turn around and you're meeting a whole person as well.
yeah, yeah. I love that. Meeting the whole person because people can come so broken, y'all. And sometimes it's not. A lot of times it's not your job. It's never our job to pick up the pieces of another individual. It's our job to love them where they are, but that doesn't mean we have to accept them
Hmm.
on our journey, right?
Right.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you so much. This is not the last time. Please let this not be the last time we see your beautiful face
Thank
and
you.
your wisdom. Yeah, your input. We need you, honey. We love it. We love to have you here. I hope that when I we can get some guys on and I can have you on and we can chop it up. We can talk and we can understand and communicate, reciprocate, and comprehend uh, what
Mhm.
what each other is saying. So with that, we closing out. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We thank the beautiful Amy Bertasia, the beautiful Afro Latina. If y'all don't know what Afro Latina is, you see all this beauty. See all this beauty. So don't come to her talking about the sisters pros and stuff because she don't play those type of games.
Right.
So
Not at
she
all. Mm.
she don't play those type of games. Like she's Afro Latina through and through, and she is very in love with who she is and who God has created her to be. And I'm so blessed to be connected to you, Queen. So blessed. So
Love you.
blessed.
Thank you for
Love you
having
much.
me. I appreciate
Yes,
it.
absolutely love. I listen. I love you. There's nothing, like my bishop said, there's nothing you can do about it. Thanks, Erica, for tuning in. Everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate you so much for spending an hour with us, a little over an hour. We're about 7 minutes over, but we will return, you guys, soon, and we're gonna chop it up again. But until then, listen. Don't allow anyone to steal your joy. Don't allow anyone to break you. Don't allow anyone to define who God already called you to be, and don't allow anyone to take you off your pathway to your purpose. Hang on, Amy. We're going to talk a little bit backstage.